I was stationed over at St. Simon and Jude Parish in the South Hills, and the year was 1992, 91, 92, maybe 93. The pastor was on vacation, so naturally, funerals came in. The one Saturday I had a funeral at 9, a funeral at noon, a funeral at 2, a wedding at 4, an evening mass at 6. And people say we only work one day a week. But the worst part of that day was the first funeral. That first funeral was of a 9-year-old girl. She was at school, at gym, and she collapsed. They took her to the hospital. They made her do a stress test. She failed the stress test. They sent her home. 2 hours later, she died. The family was inconsolable. We got through the funeral. The next week, the family was there. The previous week, with dealing with the death, they were angry. They were angry at God, angry at the doctors, angry at the hospital, angry at everybody. They came up, and, I asked them, how are you doing today? And they told me it's tough. And I don't know how I phrased it, but basically I asked them, I didn't expect you to be here. And they told me, Father, we need to be here. Because this is what's keeping us going. That happened in 1993. Back in 1990, I was 26 years old, a new priest. I go to my assignment, and about a week and a half, 2 weeks after I get there, I start getting notes. We don't want you here. You are not a good priest. Your homilies are too long. Why can't you go back to your own people? Now, for those of you who do not know, my story is I did not want to be a priest at all when I was in high school. I was going to go to Carnegie Mellon. I was going to get an engineering degree. I would have a nice job. I would have, a lot of kids, family. And when I was in bed my junior year, God called me. I laughed, said no. And it came to the point where I said, okay, God, 1 year. And I've been here ever since. But when those notes started to come in to a young, impressionable priest that was green behind the ears, why? Why are you doing this to me? What's the purpose? And I was this ready to leave. To say, I don't need this stuff. I didn't. You could probably tell me similar types of stories. Our meditation today is to answer the question, why did you stay? What has kept your faith there? The answer is given as a clue in the gospel. What does it mean to be a disciple of Christ? You have to hate your father and your mother. You have to take up your cross. You have to relieve yourself of all possessions. What does that mean? Does that mean you physically hate your parents? That you physically give away all your money? No. The moral theme of the gospel is that God has to be the very center of who you are. If you follow Jesus, you have to let go of family, if necessary. You have to let go of your possessions. You have to let go of yourself. And it's not, if you don't do this, you can't be my disciple. Not in the sense that, you don't have I'm going to forbid you because you don't meet the requirements. The thought rather is, if you don't do these things, you can't. Because this is what it requires.